Hello, 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 hello. We are evil, and we are doing unethical science with Vexis and Dexion for this 12 FPS.
Yeah.
Is this the part where I say, and I will be your host, Audiovisual? Every time I do
I don't
these,
know.
every time I do these, I get like really newscastery. Like today for the weather at Eclipse Cathedral, it is appropriately cloudy and stormy. Crickum. As usual, at the top of the cathedral, it is very, 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 very stormy. And as per usual, at the bottom of the cathedral, it is very, 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 very low to the ground. But yes, I am Audiovisual. I am playing Vexis. We have the wonderful, beautiful Bluejay, playing Dexion. They are evil
Well,
scientists. Yes.
I guess.
We are morally gray scientists of questionable morals. Ethics, I don't know her. And so this is hilariously coming off the high of yesterday's 3 FPSs to do with Evil Squad. Um, Evil Squad go burr. We're cooler than the good squad. Get on my level.
Yeah.
Um, and so just to give a TDLR, Sirius is there. Salbert liberated Sirius from the cruel and unjust arms of the law and took him right into his loving, morally gray lion bear arms and dumped him into our laps. And we went, you know what? I guess we just have this now. I'm sure there isn't anyone looking for this Genasi boy, and he's here now. And we have all sorts of wonderful schemes in progress, including we've done a good. We've made a boy that isn't that boy, but is a copy of the boy, and
Is that really good though?
it's Zaya asked for people. If Zaya asks for anyone, we hand him Set and he'll stop asking questions. Um
I guess.
um and then Set will be Zaya's problem. Um um and after a bit of an awkward conversation to do a serious Set, Vexis and Dexion, um Vexis and Sirius were left alone and they had a conversation. And then I still have a frog in my throat. And whenever Vexis went back to the lab and was like waiting and kind of looking for Dexion, and Dexion didn't show up, Vexis went looking for him. And where does Vexis find Dexion in front of? What door?
You told me that you were gonna do that.
I said you had to pick which door.
Oh, I thought you said I didn't. Okay. Uh,
Which one do you want to do really, really bad? More so than the other one. I know we both want to do both of them technically, but you have to pick one to start with.
okay, you know what? He's probably in the room with the was it the room with the bottles and stuff that also had the giant screen that was like flickering through the rooms?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's back there and he's looking at that going.
Mhm. And so I know where that is. That's past Naomi's room. It's still on the 13th floor. So Vexus walks in and Dexion, go ahead and roll me a perception to see if you notice him.
Okay. Okay. I can't navigate my sheet.
You can do it. I believe in you. A of 15. I would say you notice him. It's sort of like he's not really trying to be stealthy. He is also a cat, so it's like cats are naturally stealthy, and you turn around and they're just there staring at you.
That's cool.
So you're looking at these screens, and Vexis walks in, sort of clearly looking for something, someone, perhaps some you. And are you gonna react, or are you gonna keep looking at the screeny screen?
Words. I don't think we're gonna pick up any bottles. But yeah. Okay.
You can do
I'm
this.
sorry.
You can be Dexion. We believe in you.
Can I?
Yes, because you've already been Dexion at least 3 times, and we can't give the role to anyone else. Your contributions are too important.
Oh. Hello, Vexis.
Hello, Dexion. May I ask what you're doing?
I was just waiting for you to be done talking to Sirius.
Are you looking at the rooms then?
Yes.
He kind of looks between you and the screen, and takes a step closer so he can see, like, kind of what rooms you're looking at. And he goes, yes, we didn't get much of a chance to explore those, did we?
No, we didn't.
I suppose if we tried to go through Zalbaz, he would kindly remove our arms from their sockets. Is there one in particular you're interested in?
See, this room of I'm sorry, audio.
You're good.
I'm having a time.
You're good. Promise.
This room, it's the lab. And I'm there.
Vexis is gonna take a gander up at the screen, and I'm guessing it is the lab back in Exandria, and there is a very small Dexis, amazing.
Specifically, the Dexion on the screen is a Dexion that is unlike the one standing by your side, Vexis. It is a very young Dexion, complete with proper science equipment.
Yes.
And as the two of you are watching, a different and new figure approaches and is watching what Dexion is doing with vested interest.
Do we recognize this figure?
Yep, it's Naomi. Improper scientific equipment, of course.
Wow.
Hair pulled back, lab coat on, glasses on, all 5 eyes.
Yep.
Wearing closed-toed shoes because
yes,
you don't want to get stuff on your feet.
Correct.
That's bad. Alright, so that's going to be an immediate insight on Vexis because what the fuck?
Oh my god,
Yo!
that's a nat 20. Holy crap. Dexion. Okay. Vexis, like, you see him looking at the screen with sort of a, like, mild curiosity and some sort of fondness and pain in his expression. And then Naomi appears on the screen, you know, looking like a proper scientist. And he looks just as shocked as you are. Kind of like his fur kind of like poofing out, especially around his neck. And, just his eyes go a little bit, you know, he looks like a surprised cat, without any of the jump into defensive position. And he looks at you really quickly and then back at the screen and goes, well, that is certainly something.
Isn't it?
Oh, shit. Dexion, ooh, that's a tone, huh?
Yes.
Vexis looks at Dexion again, and it's a little more defensive this time. And he's like, while we don't know exactly the properties of these rooms, it could entirely be, you know, just a facet of the fact that Naomi is a resident of this cathedral.
Perhaps we should investigate further.
If that is what you think is best, I see no problem.
Okay, so I guess we're walking somewhere.
Yep. That's a really
What was that
shitty
for?
deception. That's a really shitty deception. He's a cat. He can't really hide, you know, the fact that he is sus of Dexion's motives a little, but, you know.
I imagine you want to go to this room through the secret stairwell.
Absolutely. Yes. Please do not. I know we can just pick our memories up at the door, you know, but also.
So you make your way down to the 6th level, and you walk out into the room, and there are 2 rooms sitting there. 2 doors.
Well, do you want to check the one on the right, and I'll check the left?
Why not?
And
yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Yep, Vexis is gonna walk over and open the door on the left.
So the door on the left is the lab, but the one on the right is the Grand Library of Nicodronus.
Wow. Isn't that convenient for us? Well, Dexion's gonna close the door again. And I don't know.
I guess he's gonna walk over to Vexis.
Yeah.
Vexis he's looking inside and watching the scene for a moment.
Through the door is a stale white room with a long table set in the middle of it. Upon the table are multiple beakers and various other instruments used in scientific research. Dexion is standing behind the table, currently chewing on a pen as he looks at his clipboard. Naomi is standing next to him, looking ready to help him with anything he might ask her to do. Behind the 2 of them is a door with no handle, only a faintly glowing lock symbol. Sitting on the table to the right of all of the various instruments appears to be various hearts of different shapes, sizes, and colors. Some of the hearts are toonish, some of the hearts look like they were molded from real kind animals, and some look like they were molded from real kind races. behind the two of them to the right of the door appears to be mostly complete anatomical models. One of a dragon, one of a toon-kind-looking angel, and one of a half-orc.
That's not exactly how the lab in Exandria looked like, was it?
No, but besides the additions of the anatomical,
Models?
models, that's it. Besides the addition of the anatomical models and the pieces, anatomical molded pieces, it looks almost like an exact replica.
Hmm. Vexis is gonna look at Dexion as he approaches and goes, well, it's not perfect, but it does appear to be like the lab in Alexandria.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that.
Does he just, like, walk in?
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dexion, as you walk in, the smaller, younger replication of yourself looks up and kind of blinks. Hello?
Give me a second. I'm gonna.
Are you gonna roll something for that? Roll to feel. That was a 6.
Okay, cool. This is a younger version of myself. I don't feel anything about this.
Do you not feel anything about this?
Lying?
No, that was a wisdom roll.
God.
If that was deception, it would actually be a 5.
Amazing. Vexis walks in after Dexion and shuts the door. He knows the drill.
Mm-hmm. And the door behind you appears to be, a normal door into this room in the lab. And as you walk in, Vexis, the smaller Dexion looks up at you and goes, "Oh, Vexis, who is this?"
This is, one of our assistants for today. Don't worry about it, my boy.
Okay, I just thought Naomi was just going to be the assistant today.
Vexis is gonna look at Naomi. Because that's
Naomi's
not
gonna
part of the
smile.
memory.
Naomi's gonna smile and go, "Hello."
Is this a memory, Naomi, or is this the actual flesh and blood, Naomi?
Just, do you ask that out loud?
Absolutely.
Naomi tilts her head and kind of just wrinkles her eyebrows. I don't know what you're talking about. You asked me to come here, right?
I did. Is this the part where there's some sort of puzzle we have to do?
Naomi slowly nods and then looks at baby Dexion, who is still looking at older Dexion and being really weirded out.
How you doing, Dexion?
So what's a child like you doing here?
Me? I'm supposed to be here. Right? And he looks up at Vexis.
Oh no. Vexis just has a pained look on his face, like he stepped on a thumbtack. And he is not looking at Dexion.
The older one or the younger one?
Either of them. He is looking directly to the left of Naomi's shoulder. He is having so many regrets about every choice he has ever made in his entire life. He runs a hand through his fur, kind of catching on his ear, and he goes, "That's an excellent question, isn't it?"
Well, you did say that I wasn't supposed to be in the lab proper today, so you gave me this puzzle to do.
Vexis, he gives like a quiet sigh and looks over at Dexion and is like, "You wanted to come here. May I ask why?"
That's a very good question. He's not looking at you.
What's he looking at?
Just anything but Vexis.
Vexis kind of tilts his head and he looks at up at Dexion because Dexion is taller than him by 4 inches. And he goes, "Dexion, you wanted to come here. Why?"
Oh, give me a second, I'm thinking
Yeah, you're good.
of words to say.
Dexion is having a moment. We are respectfully respecting the moment Dexion is having.
So
I'm sorry.
baby Dexion just looks at Dexion and just kind of looks very confused behind his very regulation-safe scientific glasses.
That are probably a bit big on him, but like have the elastic tying it behind his head, like, tightened to fit on his tiny little head.
Yep. And he goes, "Is this part of the test?"
No.
Then why?
I'm not supposed to be here. You shouldn't be here either.
Why not?
Look at what you're working on. How could anyone think it would be a good idea to bring a child into this?
Not. Vexis isn't a tune, but if he was a tune, you'd just get the of like the knife and then the heart shattering, which is ironic. Instead, he just looks very old and very tired.
Baby Dexion looks down at the anatomical pieces and then looks back up at you and goes, "But I'm about 5 years old.
Oh man!
Isn't that adult age for tunes?" They seem very
Depends.
confused. They also don't
Depends.
seem to know how old they actually are.
Wow, I wonder why. I forgot what you said. What did you say?
So I said, "Aren't I about 5 years old? Isn't that about adult age for tunes?" They don't seem certain about how old they are.
Tunes matured at a different rate from each other. You should not have been involved in this.
They don't seem to understand.
Vexis is gonna slowly walk over to Baby Dexion. And he's gonna do that thing parents do where they like wrap an arm around your shoulder and kind of tuck their head over your opposite shoulder to look down at what you're doing.
So, on the clipboard, what you see is complete the 3 anatomical models. You can do it. Signed, Vexis.
I see. And I bet it's in his handwriting, too.
Yup, it is.
What do the anatomical models look like?
I described them earlier, but I can describe them to you again. One of them is a dragon.
Yeah.
One of them is a tune-kind angel, and one of them's a half-orc.
Okay.
All of them have a key part missing.
Haha, a key part. Vexis is gonna brace a hand on the table, like the hand not wrapped around Baby Dexion's shoulder. And he's just gonna let out a really deep sigh.
Baby Dexion just tilts their head and looks up at you. What's wrong?
Don't worry about it, my boy. You know me. I am always fretting about the latest scientific issue, Zaya, you know, nothing you need to worry your little head about, okay?
They give a smile and go, all right. Do I still have to complete the puzzle?
Vexis looks over at Dexion, the adult one, and then he looks back at Baby Dexion and he goes, do you want to do them together?
We smile a little wider. Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you walk me through what you've done so far?
And they walk you through, because I'm not going to narrate all of this. They walk you through how they built each of the anatomical models from the ground up with Naomi's help.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vexis told them to do.
Mm-hmm. He's very proud of them.
And that there's just there's one piece missing from each of them that he couldn't figure out where the pieces go.
Vexis would have asked if he knows where the pieces are.
Baby Dexion points at the collection of a variety of hearts.
Oh, lovely. That's Vexis saying that, just, oh, lovely. He's torn between looking at Baby Dexion and devoting all of his attention to Baby Dexion, because he's never gonna get Baby Dexion back, and paying attention to, you know, adult Dexion, who is his son boy, who he has right now, and also
he's scowling very deep.
Yeah, who looks kind of pissed at him for good reason.
Bluejay, you wanna out for that, for having to dull it down? Don't.
Yeah, just
sometimes
stab me.
nobody's feel. That's it.
Okay.
Just let Dexion feel.
Do it, dude. Just stab Vexis.
There's a lot. I think there's a sudden rush of, emotion, and it's so much that Dexion like holds his head and sits down on the floor.
Oh,
Naomi comes over and just kind of sits next to him on the floor.
It's been so long. What happened?
Vexis is dead, everyone. Vexis is dead. Vexis kind of he moves away from baby Dexion, but like he does this movement where as he's leaving, the arm around baby Dexion's shoulder kind of like ruffles Dexion's hair a little. It's a familiar movement to him. And he goes
The baby
and
goes
he
and starts rearranging his hair so it's back to where it should be.
Yeah, that's definitely a Dexion move, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he goes and he crouches down in front of the adult Dexion, and his tail is kind of swishing behind him to help him keep his balance. He isn't touching Dexion, but he's hovering there.
We're not supposed to be able to feel, right? But something about this place. It's too much.
Vexis is gonna slowly reach over and very lightly put a hand on Dexion's shoulder. And he is going to sigh again because he's so old and tired. And he's fucked up so much in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he gently squeezes Dexion's shoulder and he goes, I don't put much stock into exacts and absolutes. If you think you are feeling something, I highly doubt it's not nothing.
Okay, I missed the last thing you said.
If you are feeling something, or something, then it's not, if you think you're feeling something, then it's not nothing, basically. Just like if you think you're feeling something, you're probably feeling something.
I don't remember what these are supposed to mean.
Emotions?
Yes.
Vexis's face kind of twists. And he gets down on his knees because he was kind of just crouching. And he just looks very sincerely at you, Dexion, and he goes, I'm so sorry, my boy.
I lost so much time.
I know you did. I know you did.
Okay, I don't think he's crying, but I'm crying.
Oh no! Oh no, I'm so sorry. Both in and out of character, I'm so sorry. We have stuffed these characters full of knives for each other. And then we were like, it'd be a great idea if we stabbed each other, isn't it?
Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna be real. If Dexion doesn't answer after a minute, Vexis is gonna absolutely pull his boy into a fucking hug. He is a regretful kitty. He has done bad thing to boy. And that's kind of fucked his childhood over, and now he has a very sad adult in front of him.
He's not okay enough to return the hug.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Vexus is a warm, soft kitty dad, at least. And he is giving you, the best kind of hug he can from the positioning you guys are in, which is A, awkward as hell, and B, just, I don't think they've hugged in a really long time, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
So it's
Definitely
kind of
not.
Rusty at the hugging thing. And he is kind of like kneading at your hair a little with one of his hands. In what's meant to be like a comforting gesture, because again, he's a cat. I can make him do cat things. And he's purring. He is purring. You're welcome. He's purring. Dexion is just powering down noises, I guess.
That's the sound of repression.
Oh no. Dexion is having a time. I feel like they're just gonna like sit and be sad and hug for a minute, honestly.
Baby Dexion in the background went back to chewing on the pen and looking at the instructions. And Naomi is just sitting there.
Naomi is just sitting there.
Just sitting here.
Yep, they are sitting there and providing what you assume is a calming presence. Or at least trying to. Which is why they came over and just sat down next to you.
Amazing. We love Naomi.
That's nice. The gesture is wasted.
Well, it's not like it's the real Naomi, so.
Amazing. Does Dexion do anything eventually, or is he still like shell-shocked?
He's gonna start rambling at you. All right, here we go. I knew there had to be something wrong with this place before we got here. Everything started going wrong once we found out about it. And now Marlo is gone. And I'm feeling things again. And you clearly are too. And it's after years of nothing. What? It's the memories, isn't it? Seeing glimpses of your past makes you think different.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, in all honesty. I don't know why we're feeling things again, or anything that's going on, quite honestly, Dexion. I am a very, very poor example to follow, it seems. So what?
He's still holding his head, by the way. He's like been doing that the entire time.
Absolutely. Vexis is probably gonna like undo the hug and kind of put his paws over Dexion's hands and like look at Dexion, like trying to get him to meet his gaze. Dexion, I don't know what's going on, and I have not done a very good job at all at raising you properly, clearly. But I am trying to improve the situation we have found ourselves in. And even if I don't understand what's going on, and things may end up worse before they get better, I certainly am not going to leave you to anyone's tender embraces. If you will allow me that responsibility.
I know how you feel about Zaya. But how do you suggest we move forward without his help?
Well, he hasn't exactly been very helpful in us getting our souls back in the first place, considering he isn't here helping us do research. He's off gallivanting around this whole country doing whatever he pleases, it seems. And leaving the rest of us to do his bidding and pick up the pieces of whatever messes he leaves behind him. Just because Zaya helped us get into this mess, it hardly means I'm going to sit and wait for him to help us get out of it.
So what are you going to do?
Vexis kind of gives a weak but like catty grin. And he goes, I'm going to do a lot of unethical science, as we've always apparently done. I'm going to make a lot of questionable decisions, and I'm going to find out every piece of information we can about whatever the hell is going on with this place and the conspiracy behind it, and I am going to do everything in my power to get us our souls back ourselves. Zaya or no Zaya?
Okay. And he seems a lot smaller.
Quietly, fuck. Vexis is gonna give him
Angst,
another
we just
hug.
don't know.
Angst, we just don't know. Us pulling
You
out
knew
knives.
exactly what we were doing.
Vexis is gonna pull Dexion into another hug because fuck. Yeah. And he is just sitting here. He is just sitting here. And yeah, he's gonna give Dexion another hug because Dexion seems like he clearly needs it.
Welcome to the Eclipse Cathedral. We've got mental breakdowns.
It's a mental breakdown. After a bit, I feel like, it's kind of, hug time is kind of over, and Vexis kind of sits back, and he looks over at baby Dexion, and then back at adult Dexion, and he offers Dexion a hand, and he says, I do believe in order to leave, we have to solve a puzzle. And while you've done brilliantly so far, I don't think you're going to solve it for us. Are you ready to do some more unethical science, my boy?
Sure. Why stop now?
Okay. Does Dexion take Vexis's hand, so they can both stand up off the floor, which they've popped a squat on? Or does he get up himself?
He gets up himself.
Okay.
Sorry, fam.
Nope, it's good. Vexis completely understands. But yeah, he waits until kind of Dexion is clearly getting up himself before standing and like brushing himself off. And I guess it's puzzle time, baby. They got
Roll a medicine check.
Roll a medicine check.
Medicine?
Hey, we both know medicine.
Oh yeah.
Medicine. We're actually two of the most competent in medicine ones. Holy fucking shit, Dexion.
So it doesn't take you a lot of time to find the correct atomical hearts for the correct models.
Not with a fucking 25, it doesn't.
Nope.
Cool.
In fact, Vexis, you were trying to decide between two, and Dexion just picks it up and slots it into the correct atomical model.
Hey, I mean, Dexion's done this before, technically.
And with the 3 models completed, they briefly glow. And then the door behind baby Dexion stops glowing.
That's good. It's no longer irradiated.
And there's a door handle.
Vexis... Go ahead. What does Dexion do?
Well, Dexion is pointedly not looking at anyone.
Okay.
He's looking at the floor. Wow, look at that floor tile.
Wow, it's been a while since he's seen that kind of floor tile. Vexis is gonna actually walk up next to Naomi, memory Naomi, and look up at them because everyone is fucking taller than him nowadays. Small man. He's a house cat, Your Honor.
Tiny kitty.
Tiny kitty. He looks up at Naomi and he goes, I'm going to make a very educated guess and say that those 3 models were chosen for a reason, weren't they?
He smiles and says, of course they were.
Of course. And I'm guessing you are just an extension of the cathedral?
Yes, I am.
Amazing. Well, I hope you've had your fun. I'm ready to be going now.
The door's right there.
Yes, it is. Vexis is gonna make a stop at Baby Dexion, and he's going to scoop this tiny little toon into a hug, because he's never gonna be able to do that again. And it's a knife
Baby
in his head.
Dexion gives a squeak.
Tiny boy. And he kind of sets Baby Dexion down on the table and, like, ruffles his hair, and then before Dexion can even try and fix it, he starts fixing it himself. So it inevitably ends up that Baby Dexion is gonna fix it, because Vexis never does it right, even if he tries very hard. And then he goes over to the door, and he looks at Dexion, and he's like, "Are you ready to go, then?"
Yes.
Okay. And Vexis is gonna open the door, and he's gonna hold it open for Dexion.
Alright, Dexion is gonna walk through.
And then Vexis is gonna start to walk through, and he's gonna pause, and he's gonna wave at them both, and then he's gonna leave and shut the door behind him.
Man.
Man. Just horse standing in ocean. Man.
So, I know that was the one you most wanted to go through, but did you want to go through the other door?
I do, but it has been an hour.
Mm-hmm.
However, we do not need to vacate because we are not in the 12 FPS zone.
Exactly.
I'm down to play the game a little longer if you guys are down to play the game a little longer.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
We're already going through the emotional blender. Let's keep it going and ramp it up. Throw some ice in.
So you guys walk out into a room you've seen a bunch of times now. It has a gray carpet leading to a staircase going upwards. You know where the secret door is.
Well, then we're gonna take the secret door.
And go up one level?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Up to the 7th floor. Lucky number 7.
Mm-hmm. Lucky number 7. So, you come out on the 7th floor. There are 2 rooms.
Vexis is gonna glance at Dexion and go check the left one again.
Alright, Dexion's gonna look at the right one.
So, the left one has a very familiar library, and the right has something very, very unfamiliar. Looks kind of like a hallway, you know, of some sort of college.
Damn, now I'm interested in the second room.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if we decided to go through one of the heroes' rooms?
I think someone would kill us if we just were like, hey, remember how we planned to go through these 2 specific rooms? Well, when faced with a decision, we actually chose the other one, because fuck you guys, I guess.
But, by the way, I have not offered you a hero's room yet.
Awesome.
Oh.
This is not a hero's room.
Oh, wait.
Shit, is this Laura's room?
Is this Laura's room?
It's either Laura's or someone else's in the cathedrals.
Is it... What if it's the hair's room? Is that a thing that can happen?
I don't know. Why? Don't ask me.
You don't know.
We don't.
You must make a choice.
Vexis is gonna look at Dexion and go, well, we can always take the staircase back to the top, unless you... And he kind of opens the door wider to show off the library that they both know.
Dexion considers a minute, because, like, this is gonna be bad. like, I wanna see what's in there. And Dexion's kind of curious too. Is there going to be a person in here?
Is there? I don't know.
Is there?
So does Dexion...
You could answer one of the questions that you've been asking of what happens when you go in someone else's room and that someone is not with you.
Oh,
Yeah, we could answer that question.
Or you could go into the library. It is up to you.
Man, that's a decision. And then there's option 3, forget this ever happened and climb all the way back to the top.
Yeah, that's always an option. You can just leave. You can just leave. I'm good with either. Do you want to flip a coin?
All right, I guess we're doing that now. Oh, we forgot about the thing that Zolbear got at the store.
Oh, you know what? I will save it to the end. Really drive the knife in deep.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so on a 1 we go to the left, and on a 2 we go to the right. Okay, I guess we're going somewhere new.
Hooray! That just means someone else gets to encounter Vexis, which is gonna be hilarious, because he's gonna be in a fucking sweater vest reading books or some shit. Asking about baby Dexion.
This childhood story means nothing to me. This library also means nothing to me.
It's fine.
I'm just here now.
They just have to deal with the fact that the villains they've set out to go murderize actually have rich inner lives, and they're gonna have to live with any sort of guilt of destroying them. But in other news, let's go to the college.
Let's go to the college.
So you walk into a long, well-walked hallway with filtered light coming in the many windows that line it. Every other window has a bench beneath it, the cream color of the cushions blending in with the warm yellow-orange light. At the end of the hall is an open concept area, with more hallways and doors leading off to other places. None of the other doors seem to work, opening on plain brick walls. One door doesn't even open. It's a red depiction of a music staff simply glowing whenever someone touches the door handle. And hold on, I'm not finished yet. And there is a blue door, which has mandolin music coming from it.
Hey, is it mandolin music that Vexis would recognize?
The mandolin music seems to be recognizable, but more professional. Coming from someone who's clearly very practiced. A master,
Right.
if you would say.
Vexis looks at Dexion and is like, I would bet you gold that this is something to do with Lara, considering. But also, I would rather not lose any more gold today.
I don't enjoy betting anyway, so you can keep your gold.
Alright, shall we open on 3?
Okay.
I mean, Vexis doesn't really want to open this door, I'm gonna be real, so it's like, if we open on 3, then he can just be like, yep, okay, and be done with it. Like ripping off a band-aid. Yeah.
Let's go.
So, 3, 2, 1. Vexis opens the door, and he, swings it whatever direction it needs to go, and he is staying out of sight from the doorway.
Through the door is a large classroom with tiered levels, each holding empty, seats, except for one, in which seats a very familiar moth, who seems like he's about to fall asleep. Standing at the front of the classroom is an elderly man playing a mandolin.
Well, isn't that a sight?
I'm gonna say this is absolutely fucking Lara's room, considering everything Lara was sprouting about. I only was here because of freaking Marlo being here, and now Marlo's dead. Vexis's face screws up at the sight of Marlo.
This Marlo specifically looks younger than you know him. And he still has the wings, but there's a disconnect. Like, the wings aren't supposed to be there.
Interesting. Side note, did Vexis tell Dexion that Marlo disintegrated into dust? Or did he just say that Marlo was gone?
I feel like Vexis would have described that, yes, the cathedral did a thing and dusted Marlo and said he was okay, sort of, but he's fucking a pile of disintegrating gold glitter on the floor in the other room.
In the middle of a mission, he just left. I mean, like, I understand and respect Whirl's decisions, but, like, in Dexion's eyes, Marlo, that was not very cash money of you.
God bless.
So, the two in the room have not seemed to notice either of you yet. The master mandolin player playing his mandolin, and Marlo seems to be paying half attention to that.
Well, in completely unsurprising news, I'm hoping they don't have to play music, because I don't think Vexis is musically inclined. He kind of looks at Dexion. He kind of wishes they had gone through the library, but, you know, in hindsight now, realizing whose room this is, because Lara would probably be pissed.
That's not something we have to worry about. We don't need to tell her.
We don't have to tell Lara anything.
So we should probably go into the room now.
Yep. Vexis is gonna, like, nod, and he is going to take a step into the room.
Dexion follows.
As you both step into the room, the master mandolin player looks up, but does not stop playing, because it seems like he's in the middle of a set. Marlo looks up, and he doesn't look like he recognizes either of you. Hello.
Hello.
The master mandolin player finishes and goes, yes, can I help you?
We're just looking for the door out.
The one you just came in.
These ones aren't aware, are they?
Is there any problem you're having that you need help solving?
Marlo pipes up from the seats and goes, well, Master Talva is saying we're supposed to be solving that puzzle up there on the board. And as you look, it has a couple of lines on it. The sentences read, "Every good boy crumbles, facing Eclipse alone. Forgiven are the collaborators." And I'm going to copy this and paste it to the game zone because
Please.
this is your clue.
Thank God. I was like, I'm not gonna remember any of that.
I know so much about music that I'm already like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. However, not Dexion.
Mm-hmm.
And Marlo continues, "We're supposed to play it on one of the instruments. Haven't seen you around. You new here?"
That is certainly a word for it.
Marlo smiles kind of warmly and goes, "Well, I'm new here too, so don't feel bad about it, okay?"
Dexion kind of nods. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Dexion nods absently because he's doing the think thing, looking at the words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vexis is hilariously. I was gonna be like, yeah, Vexis kind of like does the same sort of thing. There is only one brain cell.
It's rather unfortunate considering.
We'll figure something out. We'll cobble one together with paper clips and music notes.
Guys, I can do this so easily. I can't because the character doesn't know how.
So, to solve that, roll either intelligence or performance
Oh boy.
to see how well you know music, as in the character.
Amazing. A 12
Oh, that's
and a
pretty
13.
cool. That's nice. That's very cool. That's nice.
So, Dexion, you keep running the words over in your head, and you're like, every good... Wait, those are scales. Those are notes.
Oh, that's what I learned in my kindergarten class. Every good boy does fine, but I guess every good boy is not doing fine.
And you notice that on the board, the letters that are very specifically capitalized are correspond to certain notes on a scale.
Wow.
Vexis, you're still trying to work it out.
Look, I thought it was a haiku
You missed
at
it.
first.
That's fair. That's fair.
I know nothing about music.
I know too much. I could play this on a kazoo right now.
Amazing.
If you wanted.
Amazing. Amazing. You know what? If you can do it without blowing out your mic, I would love to hear.
Alright. I also have a recorder. I have several musical instruments I was gonna say something. Silly musical instruments in my room with me. Alright, I'm gonna try the recorder. Let's see if this works. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I only heard the first two notes.
Oh, alright. Oh, it got too high. My microphone doesn't like high registers.
That's fine. It's the fact that you were gonna do it, though, that's fucking hell yeah. Do the puzzle
So you're like...
life.
So you're like, I got this. And you go over and you pick up a recorder and you play the notes.
Yeah.
And Master Talva, who you only know his name because Marlowe said it, smiles and goes, "Good job." And you hear in the last room an echo of the sound of your playing. And then I think...
Dexion take this with him. The recorder.
You can certainly try. You gonna do anything
Oh yeah,
else in this room?
that's right.
You could
No.
ask some questions.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, me immediately brain blast back to the end of, you know, What's in a Memory Part 3. We can ask questions.
You certainly can.
Vexis is gonna walk over to the mandolin master, the Eminem, and is this mandolin master taller than Vexis?
I'm going to say he's about the same height as Vexis.
Amazing.
Sitting down. Because he is sitting.
Fuck.
He has not stood.
Vexis can't win for losing.
Unless Deluxe is around.
If only. He's still in gay baby jail. He looks at the mandolin master and he goes, "May I ask exactly where we are?"
Why, we're at Sylvius's Grand Bar Door, number 113, specifically.
May I ask what city we're in?
Why, I do believe we're in, let's see. Don't mind me as I come up with the name on the spot.
Oh, man.
I knew the second I asked. I was like, Heart's gonna have a name for nothing.
I believe the name is Barton? Yes, that's where we are in Dreamworkers.
So we're in Einquell.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, Dexion's gonna do some unethical science in a moment. In a moment after you finish your discussion, but like for now he picks up the recorder and like wait, I don't remember which side it is.
Is he gonna put it in his hammer space?
Yeah, to see if that keeps it intact.
Well, you'll see.
Yeah, so the left side that has like all the blue inky mist, he like just puts it in there in the mist, and that's his hammer space. That's where it goes.
Nice.
Can't wait for that to explode. Vexis is still like, here's the thing, right? He would just completely accept that yes, we're in Dreamworkers. We're at a bard college. If it weren't for the fact that Lara was recognizing a fucking desert runes, which doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense, for having been from Dreamworkers. They are Dreamworkers, intact Dreamworkers.
You've never heard of a place called Barton? I'll give you that one for free.
Amazing.
Or of this college.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, He is gonna ask, what year is it?
So the year he gives to you is a year that's about 300 years ago.
Amazing!
In Einquill time, specifically.
In Einquill time, not in Exandria time.
Oh.
Even.
So
Vex-
it got erased.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Vexis would know that after a certain point, like, the history of Einquill just kind of stops. Right?
Yeah, there is no history that would be around the time of this year that he just said.
Yeah. So, Vexis goes on a slight face journey as he thinks about that and the fact that, Marlowe's here, and Marlowe apparently existed around then, and,
You're gonna ask fake Marlowe some questions?
He really doesn't want to, I'm going to be real.
Is Dexion going to ask fake Marlowe some questions? Really want you guys to ask questions of this fake Marlowe. Please.
Fine.
I'm sorry. Okay. The question that he has is if, like, so we got a dragon out and it disintegrated. That was just an obstacle.
Are you gonna ask fake Marlowe to come out with them?
Yes.
Awesome. Can we question fake Marlowe before we fucking Thanos snap him?
Again?
How many times can we kill Marlowe?
Goodness. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, he'll walk over to fake Marlowe. He'll walk over to Marley. And he'll kind of look Marley over up and down. And obviously doesn't look exactly like the Marlowe they knew.
He doesn't have a scar on his face. He does have that still flower aesthetic, because, obviously he's a druid. But his clothes are different. They look more like, the clothes that you remember Oakley in Marlowe's room wearing. And there's a very specific weapon on his belt. And it looks like a key.
Wow.
And then there's a visual disconnect. And the key's gone. And the wings are there.
Can Vexis fucking investigate this fake Marley? Or
yes.
Marley?
Like, yo! Dexion is also going to investigate, but, like, it's kind of redundant.
Go ahead and roll for it, though. A 10.
Yeah.
That's average.
Yeah, as you're looking over Marlowe, Marlowe just kind of, like, leans away from you and goes, is there something on my face? As you're watching, it does that visual disconnect a couple more times, and you reach down and, like, touch where the sword would be when it's not there, and it's still there. Like, you feel the hilt of his key sword there while he has the wings. But you don't see it.
Vexis is gonna look at Marley and go, may I borrow this momentarily?
I don't know why you want my weapon, but why?
I've never seen one of this make before. I'm rather interested in them, you see.
Oh, here, that's me. And as he pulls it out and offers it towards you, it solidifies. And his visual weird wackiness goes away, and the moth wings are not there as he's holding out this sword towards you. It looks very similar to a scimitar, but it's a key. And the handle has vines wrapped around it, and there is a very pretty flower, almost the same as the one that sits about his neck.
Wait a second.
Me remembers vividly how Marlo has a scythe that is...
Yeah, I'm looking for the picture. Where is it?
I think it's pinned in the references of the Evil Squad DMs.
I unpinned it.
Yeah, I'm just...
But he can make the reasonable assumption of the familiarities.
The blade is very familiar to the scythe you are more acquainted with. It's pink. But the weapon that he is offering out towards you is definitely a key, a blade, and a scimitar. All in one.
Wow, a key and a blade.
A multi-tool. Vexis is going to... He's gonna take it. And he's going to turn it over in his hands, and it's a key sword.
Certainly a key sword. It's kind of heavy in your hands, considering neither of your classes allows you to wield a scimitar. And you're not really quite sure how to hold this one.
He knows at the very least, don't frickin' hold the pointy end.
Yeah. He's smart enough to know to not hold the pointy end. It doesn't seem to have any of that weird wavy behavior as you're holding it and turning it over back.
So, may I ask where exactly you got this blade from?
Well, he just kind of pauses for a moment. Masters seems to be trying to remember something. They taught me how to forge it myself. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a headache.
No, you've been quite useful, thank you. And Vexis is gonna hand the key sword back.
And he takes it back and puts it back where it was, and he starts shifting between those two disconnected images again.
That's the second person Vexis has questioned about key swords, saying they had to make them themselves. That's a interesting note that's going in Vexis's book.
This one specifically said that there were masters who taught him how to make it himself.
I know Vexis would have more questions, but I'm also my brain is okay, when are we gonna get Marley to walk through the door? I want to see what happens.
I mean,
the Unethical Science.
You could get him to get up and walk with you as you ask questions.
That's a good point. Dexion, do you want to help assist on that?
Yeah.
Are we gonna go lead this man to his demise once more?
Sir, do you mind coming with us for a moment?
Why do you need some help? Do you need some help with something?
Yes.
Yes. Your assistance would be quite appreciated.
He slowly nods. The funny thing is his long hair is just kind of, it's longer with when he has his wings, and it's shorter when he doesn't. And it just kind of bobs back and forth as he nods, and he slowly starts to stand up. This man is freaking tall.
Yup.
Wow. That's a tall man.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some questions Vexis could ask? I'm blanking, unfortunately.
I'm also blanking because I'm
could-
just thinking about going through the door.
So you could press on where he's from. You could try that.
That's a good point. So Vexis is going to try and do some small talk. He looks up and up and up and up at Marley, and he goes, you are new to this college, yes?
Yes. Yes, I came here. There was a mission. Something I had to do.
Where are you from originally?
The Evershore Isles.
Yes. I assume so. What? How did you get from the Evershore Isles to here then? Besides this mission of yours?
He just kind of, his eyes squint and his eyebrows furrow, and he goes, I left home. I went somewhere with someone, and I met many people. Yami? I think that's what the city was called. Why am I having such a hard time remembering?
No, take your time. May I ask what your mission is, perhaps?
Mission is it we're bunch of us are sent places against the darkness, protecting. He sounds kind of like a man who's sleepwalking as he responds to you.
Vexis is leading him towards the door. I'm gonna just... I figure he's probably picked up on what Dexion is putting down, considering family bonding.
Finally, the unethical science we promised.
Well, honestly, is this really truly a man? If not just a collection of memories, not his own.
Let's get real existential as we lead Marley through the door, huh?
By the way, that's what I said. The word "you yummy."
Yee.
That's what the city was called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your compatriots, then. Do you know where any of them are, or any of them around?
I came today with Laura because she knows this place. I don't know where she went.
She's
So
around, I believe.
Laura is a part of your mission, correct?
Yeah, she's my partner sometimes.
And she also has a weapon similar to this, to yours?
Oh, we all do. That's a strange question.
We haven't seen many key sword wielders, so pardon our nosiness.
You haven't? That's very strange.
May I ask, you surely have a banner you fall under, don't you? Since you're...
Yes. There are a couple. He kind of leans his head. Different factions. Hawks. Vulpes.
I see. And besides Lara, there's no other of these key sword wielders that you know?
Not here. Gale didn't come this time.
Gale.
Neither did Oakley. Gale.
That's a name they don't know. He who.
Nope. That's a name they don't know.
What was it?
Gale, like,
Oh.
like a wind. Or a gust.
Like a type of wind.
Wow.
Kingdom Hearts. They know Oakley, though.
God, I love Kingdom Hearts.
Gotta love Kingdom Hearts. Do you think they're close to the door?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's any really burning lore things you want to tell us that could be accessed by an easily askable question?
No, those are all the ones that specifically that I wanted to share, which Laura herself would not really remember, as evidenced by poor fake Marlowe doing the glitchy glitch.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He who. He who. He who.
He who.
He who.
So we walking.
We walking.
You're
We
walking, you're
walking.
at the door. What are you doing? The door is open.
Vexis is gonna ask, Vexis is gonna ask a question about Gale, because here's the thing. He knows what Oakley looks like. He knows what Marley looks like. He knows what Laura looks like. And if all three of them are somehow apparently relevant to this twisted weave of a story, he's gonna ask about Gale. And he's gonna look up at Marley and go, "Your Gale friend. We'll keep an eye out for them. Do you know what they look like?"
Last I checked, he had dark green hair. He's shorter than me.
Mhm.
And he starts going into one of those things. What were you gonna say, Bluejay?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something. Okay, say something.
No, I completely actually forgot, so keep going.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Vexis was just gonna ask clarifying questions because green hair and shorter than me is so helpful considering the fact Marley is 6'9",
Yeah.
and we're in Toonland where anyone can have green hair if they really want to.
Didn't really. He's not really my friend. He's just part of my faction.
I don't believe we have any further questions, Dexion.
No.
Alright, was that what you needed help with?
I don't believe that's the last thing. Vexis is gonna look at Dexion and is like, are we doing the thing? Are we doing the thing?
Yep, okay. We're studying memories. And you I'm sorry. I read the chat and lost it. Okay. We're studying memories, and you seem to have a problem with remembering things. So, you think perhaps you could come with us so we can discuss further?
Is that what this floating headache is?
Something like that.
Can you repeat that?
Was that what the splitting headache is?
Most likely.
Are we gonna go through the door and take Marley with us?
Yeah, can I roll persuasion to see how
roll
persuasive?
persuasion.
Awesome. Vexis will be assisting basically, so you can roll with advantage.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's an 18. That's a 19. That's a 19.
That's insight. Of.
I mean, it's not like they are intending to, it's not like they're lying. It's just they don't know what's gonna happen to Marley when Marley goes through the door.
We are technically studying memories.
That is not a lie.
He just rules, baby.
He just kind of wavers in place. It kind of looks down at you with a very confused look on his face. And he's like, I don't know why you'd want to go into the next part of the college to do that, but I suppose. He says, gesturing towards the open door.
Vexis will go through.
We're gonna leave, and he's not gonna follow us.
I mean, here's the thing. You go last, and you make sure he goes.
Fuck, okay. After you.
He slowly starts following Vexis, and as he reaches the door, he just seems to disappear, like he didn't exist.
Okay. Okay. Well, then Dexion's gonna leave.
You're gonna leave? You're not gonna turn around and go see if he reappeared?
That would be smart, wouldn't it?
Go run and do that. Go run and do that. Vexus will hold the door open.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna go check.
So you go back to the blue room, and there is sitting Marlowe, who looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Wow.
In the chair that he was sitting when you first opened the door.
Alright, now I gotta test something else. Dexion's gonna call out to Marlowe and go, Marlowe.
He's gonna look up and kind of blink like he just woke up and looks over and he just tilts his head and goes, how do you know my name? I don't recognize you.
So you have not seen me before this moment.
No. Are you new here?
You could say that. And he's just gonna turn around and leave.
Uh-oh.
You as you turn around, you see Master Talva just give an eyebrow, then start playing his mandolin again.
It's not my problem anymore.
It's kind of, so specifically it's a look of, oh, that person must have come to the wrong room. You know, like college kids do sometimes.
Yeah, I am
Absolutely.
definitely in the wrong room.
As Dexion, I guess, comes back to the door Vexus is keeping open, he goes, so was he back there?
He tried to enter the door, disappeared, and then reappeared back where he started. And it was like we hadn't been there at all.
Interesting. Are you ready then?
I mean, assuming we're going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna go back to our unethical science?
I guess.
Ending here?
Gotta do the one thing with the thing.
Okay. So, as they're like walking up the secret staircase back to the lab, Vexus reaches into his coat and he pulls out actually a fairly good sized plush. Again, he isn't a toon, but you know, ironically, it's almost toonishly how like he pulls out this stuffed animal and he kind of holds it in his hands a minute and looks it over, like making sure it's intact or something. And then he offers it to Dexion. And he says, I had Zelba pick this up while he was away. It's for you if you want it.
Dexion kind of looks at it like, why?
Don't worry about it if you don't want it. Sure we can find some place for it. Do you want it?
Sure.
And Vexus hands it over, and the plush kind of looks like plush kind of looks like a cat wearing a little cape, and it's got a little coin pouch. And what is it you need to do?
So Dexion's gonna reach into his hammer space and try to pull out that recorder.
Okay.
All right, roll hammer space.
Here we go. That's
Do I
sick.
get it?
Roll a d20 for me.
Oh no.
Is this a fumble or is this something else?
Just roll a d20.
Okay.
So you pull out the recorder, except when you take it out, it turns into sand.
Whack.
And now you have a handful of sand.
Pocket sand! Put it back in your pocket. You got pocket sand.
Okay. He tosses it over his left shoulder. And now it
As
is
you
there.
toss it over your left shoulder, you hear it clattering like a recorder hit the floor.
What the fuck?
Wait, no, that was into his hammer space.
Oh.
I guess that's just in there? Question mark? Transient sand quarter.
Writing transient sand quarter and hoping I know what that means.
But yeah, Dexion now has a 1 to 2 foot large, probably closer to 2 foot considering. Cat's vaguely cat, vaguely tigerish. If you squint and look to the side, it's kind of doggish. Stuffed animal with a little cape and a coin purse with a sort of star on it.
How the heck did that fit in Vexis's pocket?
Wouldn't you like to know? And we'll end it here. They're gonna go on their 36-hour blender and make a child.
Yeah.
That we love a lot.
Guess what? Olive real.
Olive real. Olive Toonkind real. Thank you all for joining us. I'm sure Vexis being in Dexion's room isn't gonna come around at any point. It's just gonna quietly slip under the radar, like all things. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here, Bluejay, and thank you for being here, Heart.
Yes. Thank you for letting us go into the rooms and futz around.
Chaos. Fuck around and find out. Unethical science, baby. But yeah, I will end the recording here. So goodbye, everyone.